and I get my real estate license because I had to do something, right? I didn't want to do a temp job. I didn't want to be a waiter. I didn't want to bartend. I didn't want to get a survival job where 20 years would go by and I'd still be doing that survival job. I didn't want to go back to school because would that really, really help me? Like, we're so crazy that we woke up one day and we're like, you know what we want to do? We want to try to get people to give us their money for stuff they don't really need. That sounds like a great idea. That sounds like a great job. You know what? Like a consistent, honest salary with benefits where I'll go to school for it and come home with my white picket fence. Psh, that's for someone else. I want a job. I want a career where there is no ceiling, right? There's also no floor. You're gonna be this huge actor, you're gonna be this CEO, you're gonna be this huge person who's gonna milk the potential out of life every single day. And so I got my license, and my first day was September 15th, 2008. If you don't remember that day, that was the day that a little bank called Lehman Brothers filed for bankruptcy. So for everybody else who had jobs, money, and bills, that was a really, really bad day. For me, the most I'd ever made was $150 an hour, which wasn't that bad, for one day's work holding cell phones for AT&T. I lived in a tiny apartment that was roughly, honestly, this is about the size. Like right here at 38 West 31st Street in Koreatown, I shared a bathroom with 17 people. So I didn't really care. I knew something bad was happening. I just needed to figure out a way to pay rent. My back was up against a wall. My back was up against a wall. And what was I supposed to do? Like move home? No matter what, I wanted to figure out how I was going to be successful. How do I be successful? What does success mean to me? Does it mean money? Does it mean not having to worry about money? Does it mean having lots of friends? Does it mean having lots of clients? What is it? Honestly, I didn't know. I thought I knew, but I really, really didn't. And so I took that last piece of training advice and I went to the street. Now picture me, not the way you see me now. In 2008, I was 24, right? And I'm going to the street. I got khaki pants, a cowboy belt, cowboy boots, and a green collared shirt. Those were my nicest clothes. Our office was above Burger Heaven on 49th and Madison. So I go down to the corner. Everyone's walking around with the New York Times that says, die, end of the world, recession, everything's over. And I'm just walking around to people and I'm like, okay, what do I have to lose? Is someone gonna punch me in the face? Well, it's New York, so maybe. Like, what's really gonna happen? So I'd walk. I'd walk down 49th Street. I'd walk to Lexington and I'd find people and I'd say, hi, my name's Ryan Serhant. Would you like to buy, rent, or sell real estate with me? And they'd look at me just like you are right now. They'd stare at me with this kind of awkward smile where they're like, oh God, is he talking to me? What's going on? This is New York, please get out of my way. And then I'd go and talk to somebody else. And I gave myself a rule. No matter what, I was gonna meet 5 new strangers every single day. That's what I was gonna do, because I don't know anybody. I'm not from New York City. I'm 6'3" in New York that's relatively pretty tall. You know, I'm not Jewish. New York is relatively pretty Jewish. So I gotta build up my network. I gotta go find people that wanna rent, buy, or sell real estate, and rent, buy, or sell real estate that I don't even know. Like, I wasn't educated on the market whatsoever. I didn't know anything about what I was doing, so I quickly tried to learn as much as I possibly could. And I figured my thing was going to be that I knew more than anybody else. Because that's something that no one can take away from me, right? Everybody else can come from this family, come from this city, do this, have this connection, have that connection, but no one can take away the fact that I'm gonna stay awake till midnight every night, and I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn about this building, this building, this building, this building, this building. I'm gonna learn who lives there, who lives there, who lives here, who's moving. I wanna know everything about the real estate business, and I'm gonna soak it up. Because there's also this other threat, and it's called the internet. And so people don't really need me anymore, do they? Even in 2008. No, they can find apartments online. Why would they need me, this amazing real estate advisor? Right? So I learned as much as I possibly could. And then the next day I'd wake up and I'd go back to the streets. And I just started talking to random people. Some of them were strange, don't get me wrong. Our office was across the street from Saks Fifth Avenue. And so I also thought to myself, you know what? If someone's got at least 3 shopping bags in their hands, that person can probably afford real estate. Don't judge me. I profile people the same way you do, okay? What's up? That's what sales is about, right? If you're gonna bling it up, I'm coming for blood, baby. But then it's New York City, so sometimes I go up and I talk to someone and I say, hi, my name is Ryan. Would you like to rent, buy, or sell real estate with me? And they look at me and they say, ¿por qué? And I'd say, I don't speak Spanish. And so then I'd have to go and talk to somebody else and somebody else. And then I realized, you know what? Maybe talking to total strangers isn't the way that I do this. Also, I need to pay my rent and I need to pay for food. And if I don't figure out this real estate sales thing or something else, I am going to be out. And I'm gonna have to move home. And that, to me, is death. Because when I go home, I'm never coming back to New York City. Are you crazy? It's too expensive. It's too hard. This job is too hard. Life is too hard. Like you said, do you ever have those days where you're just like, man, this is just hard. I don't want to be rejected today by somebody. I don't want to have to make those calls in the afternoon. No one's going to pick up. I'm going to have to leave weird voicemails. Like, it's hard. So I said, you know what? Every day is a new day. And I'm going to wake up and I'm going to go meet these people on the streets. And maybe I could try to find somebody who like really cares about what I have to offer. Maybe they actually need what I'm selling and don't just want it or don't just look like they might want it. And so I walked into the corner of the Starbucks on 49th and Madison. And I see a woman there who's in line to get a coffee. I get in line to get a coffee, and she's pregnant. And she's got these yoga pants on. Maybe it looks like she just came from like some sort of prenatal yoga or something, right? She's got a Whole Foods bag. And in my head, I'm like, okay, jackpot. Pregnant, yoga pants, Whole Foods bag. She lives here. This woman needs more space. So I went up and I tapped her on the shoulder and I said, hi, my name's Ryan. Would you like to buy, rent, or sell real estate? You look beautiful. And you look like you need more space. And she laughed. I'll never forget it. This was the end of 2008. She laughed. And she said, you know, actually, that's so funny you bring that up. Are you a real estate agent? And I was young, right? And I'm like, well, yeah, actually I am. I'm one of the best in the world. She's like, well, you know, that's so funny because we are actually looking for more space. Yes. I can get one. All right. Got it. I didn't do that. In my head, I did that. In person, I was like, you don't say. So funny, because I'm actually about to go show a 3-bedroom on 66th and 1st right now. And then she says to me, which I'm sure you get all the time, I would love to see it, but I'm already working with somebody. I'm working with another agent already, but thank you so much. I knew I just wanted to be successful, because life is short, right? Life is super short. It's crazy how short life is, and it is gone in an instant. And what I don't want to do is I don't want to try to be something and then not have it work out and then just be angry and upset the rest of my life. Now, I want to figure out a way where I can be successful, where I can do whatever I want every single day.